Good morning, friends. I hope you guys are well. I'm gonna bring you along today for my weekly kitchen routines and systems that I have come up with to just kind of streamline that stressful process of figuring out what my family's gonna eat all week long for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. It can be a lot. So I just have a system that I now follow to just make life a little bit easier. We're gonna go and do our Kroger pickup order. I'm gonna share our grocery haul for the week, my meal planning process for my family. We're gonna get everything organized and cleaned out in the fridge and the pantry, all the things to hopefully just give you some ideas to make your life a little bit easier. If you're new, welcome. My name is Trisha Miller. I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and stick around. Let's get started. As you just saw, I ran over to Kroger and did my grocery pickup order. That's what I have been doing since about mid-summer. I used to do Walmart grocery delivery, but then I felt like there were so many crazy substitutions and just mistakes, and it just became more of a hassle to do that. So I took a break from that. I've done Instacart before, and that was fine. I loved Instacart, but they raised the prices, so it was really pricey and expensive. So I've now settled into the Kroger grocery pickup. Ours does not deliver. I know there are some Kroger locations that will deliver to your house, but the prices are the same for the pickup, and it just saves me money, saves me a ton of time. I don't mind driving over. You just park in the spot, do it all in the app, and they have a lot of good coupons in the app. So I've been very happy with the Kroger pickup order. We typically order on a Sunday night and then pick it up on a Monday morning right after the kids get on the bus. So I do like a 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. pickup window. Rarely have they come back and told me that my order was delayed. I think there's been twice in the last couple months that we've been doing it where it said it was delayed. It was only delayed by like 10 or 15 minutes, and then it'll give me an update, and then I can go and pick it up. So it's been pretty on point. I've been very happy with it. No, this is not sponsored by Kroger. I am just sharing my own personal experience with you. Let me know in the comments. So are you a grocery delivery person or a grocery pickup person? When it comes to Costco, which I typically do about once a month, I do pay the extra through Instacart to have that delivered, because if I go into Costco, I will spontaneously buy every single thing. So it's better with Costco, where I just go in and choose exactly what we need for the month and order it that way. So there are certain situations where it's worth it for me to pay a little bit extra in order to save money in the long run. That might be some mom math, but it makes sense to me. But let's talk about how I plan our meals for the week. So every single day looks different for our family. For anybody new, we have 3 kids, 3 school-age children. We have our daughter Rory, who's 7, our son Liam, who is 10, and our son Charlie, who is 12. And they are all heavily involved in sports and activities. Rory is doing cheerleading right now. The boys are both in their fall basketball season. So we have a lot of practices throughout the week. So every single day is different. And so I plan our meals based on what time our practices are and things like that. So for example, today is Tuesday. I'm a day behind on my typical routine for the week because we had family in town this weekend, and we spent all day Sunday soaking up that family time with our relatives that live on the West Coast, far, far away. And so I didn't worry about ordering groceries and staying on that routine. So I try to be flexible like that. And so it's on a Tuesday. I'm a day behind, no big deal. And so what I will typically do, with the exception of this week, is on a Sunday afternoon when Steven and I sit and talk about the week, figure out who's going to which practice, because we do take turns. I have Liam's practice tonight, he's doing Rory's practice, and then next week he'll have Liam's practice and I'll do Rory's. So we try to make it even so it's not the same parent always going to the same thing. That way our kids see both of us actively participating in what they're involved in. So that's what works for Steven and I and our family. So we'll sit down, we'll talk about the week, and then we'll talk about dinners. So I just use a simple dry erase board. I will link something similar for you because I got this in the Target dollar spot years ago. It works really, really well, and it just has Sunday through Saturday. And what I like to do is plan out dinners for about 4 days. I have yet to be able to figure out a way to plan 7 dinners. I get weird about meats sitting in the fridge for a long time, and then I feel like I would just spend multiple nights just shopping the freezer, which there's nothing wrong with that. I absolutely do that for some of our dinners, but for me, what works is doing a large grocery order for about 4 days on a Monday to get us through to the end of the week, and then I do a smaller grocery order for the weekend. And so plan for this week. Last night we did pizza rolls. I had all the stuff already left over, so I didn't have to worry about getting new groceries to that. So we had pizza rolls, and I'll zoom in so you guys can see this. Today, and I'm gonna share this recipe with you guys, we are having ground turkey pesto soup with tortellini. It is so good. I normally make it in the Dutch oven on the stove, but we are crunched for time because we have practice. Rory, we need to leave at 5 o'clock or a little bit after 5 for her cheerleading practice. And Rory and Liam don't get home from school until on a good day, 4:30, the bus will drop them off. So what we have decided for our family is when we have sports practices where we need to kind of get out the door a little early, we try to have a quick dinner before that, because if we waited, we wouldn't be having a family dinner till 7:30 at night. So we are early eaters, and then we like to do like a larger snack with protein and things like that in the evening for the children. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but that is always the ultimate goal for us. So tonight we're gonna do a crockpot recipe. These are so good when we are just on the go and we need it to just be ready the second we walk in the door without any prep. So that's gonna be tonight. I'll share that recipe. Spaghetti. On Wednesday night, all 3 of my kids will eat spaghetti. I like to do the protein pasta. I'll share all the ingredients. That's why I wanted to go over this quickly with you before I do the grocery haul so that I can show you the specific items that we use for that. So we always typically have a spaghetti night. We usually do a Taco Tuesday or some form of a Mexican meal like taco soup, fajitas, things like that. It just didn't work out this week. So we do have a typical formula that I will rotate meals. Thursday we're gonna do, this is my shopping the freezer night because we have a lot of practices and not a lot of time. So we're gonna do some chicken meatballs that I get from Costco. They're really good. They have a teriyaki sauce to them with just some rice and some veggies, and keep it simple. Grab everything out of the freezer, put it in the air fryer, put it in the microwave. Dinner can be ready in under 10 minutes. And that is the meal plan for the week. I like to do a turkey option one night, a chicken option, and then a lean ground beef. And then I kind of just leave that 4th night for whatever we want to rotate in. But that way it feels like it's something different and we're not having the same meal every single time. So getting creative to try and get my family to eat all of those meals. Let me unpack all of the groceries and I'll share a haul for the week. All right, let me walk you through this week's grocery haul. And if there are some staple items that I usually get that I didn't need this week, I will point those out to you guys because there were a couple. So my mom meal prep for lunch this week, I was just craving salads, and I like to put some chicken on my salads. I love the Perdue Simply Smart lightly breaded chicken chunks. What I like about the Kroger app is it gives you a health score, and this scores healthier on the scale than the Bear brand, the Bear Chicken brand, the Real Good Foods Co. brand. These are all things I've eaten in the past, and these are really, really good. So thank you, Perdue. Who knew? And then for spaghetti night, we just love to get a frozen baguette. This one has butter already on it and some seasoning. It comes with 2 loaves, which is good for our larger family of 5. Super, super good. Every now and then, Liam and Rory will ask for French toast sticks, so they're kind of back on that kick right now, and they like to do it. We do a little bit of butter on top, let it melt in, and then some sugar-free syrup on the side. The real maple syrup, they actually find too sweet, so that's why I do the sugar-free for them, and it's a good combo for them. We needed some eggs, and then speaking of eggs, Charlie has been loving these Just Crack the Egg cups. He likes the, I think it's called the Classic Scramble, let's see, Classic Breakfast. And so it has cheese, potatoes, and bacon in them. And then you just add the egg, mix it up, and throw it in the microwave. So he'll either do this for breakfast or he'll do it for an after-school snack that fills him up a little bit before practice. Everybody in my family loves the Perfect bars. These are my favorite. It's just peanut butter on the inside, and then you have the chocolate coating. And then Steven and the kids love these. It has chocolate chips throughout them. They are both so, so good. And I get the minis because the larger ones are just a little bit too big, and I like the stats on these a little bit better. We needed some string cheese. We typically always have this string cheese, and now I'm realizing I don't see I normally do a Colby Jack cheese as well, and I could have sworn I added that to the order, but I probably had it on my mind and then forgot to add it to the cart. So I have no doubt it was my error. So we typically also do the Colby Jack cheese. We needed some Parmesan for spaghetti night. This is gonna be for our soup that we are making tonight. We needed to get some 2% milk for the family. I do the unsweetened vanilla almond milk, but I already have a massive one that I just ordered, so I didn't need a second one for me for that. Steven does half and half with his coffee. The kids and I love the Too Good brand yogurt. I used to get the one that had 2 grams of sugar in it, but I've been really liking the 0 sugar one lately. It just seems creamier to me. If you eat this brand, let me know if you feel the same way. So I have kind of made the plunge with the ones that I bought for the kids. And so I get that, and we like to add, I'll show you the granola in a second, but we'll add granola to it, and it's so tasty, a nice healthy snack idea for you. Cream cheese for the bagels. And then for tonight's dinner, we needed some celery and some carrots. I have also been doing for my snacks, so another snack idea, I will take some celery and put my almond butter on it that I love. It's called the American Dreams brand. It's just a really tasty almond butter. They do cashew butter, peanut butter, all the things. You just have to order it through their website. But I'll put that on there, and then I'll put raisins and have just my mom grown-up ants on a log snack. It's just really good and crunchy and sweet and just all the combos. And then here's for the salads that I was craving this week. I do a mix of baby arugula and then a spring mix, and then I'll throw on some shredded carrots. And then here, let me grab it now so I can just talk about my salad with you. I'll do crispy beets, which I didn't need. I've talked about those in the past. I already have a whole bag of them. And then I like to do chickpeas on top. And then I'll add that. And then I'll do a balsamic vinaigrette dressing. And it is so good and so filling. Here is our ground turkey for our dinner tonight. Lean ground beef for our spaghetti night that we're having this week. Apples. Apples are such a staple in our house, especially for the fall season. This is the Sugar Bee brand. These are so good right now, at least where we live in Virginia. The Honeycrisp apples have not been as good, and that's what I usually get. So I've switched to the Sugar Bee. Let me know if you've tried these. I think they're even crunchier than Honeycrisp, and they're just as sweet. They're so good. Some onions. I think this is another Trisha error. I always make errors. There's always something that I mess up in my grocery order. I accidentally got 2 yellow onions when I only needed 1. This is my quick go-to breakfast. I will make this and add some raisins to it. Sometimes I'll do a scoop of an organic almond butter, peanut butter that I get from Costco on top, and it's just so easy, so healthy, so good. It has protein in it. This is the granola that we love to use for our yogurt parfaits. It's the Purely Elizabeth brand. I've loved every single flavor that I have tried. They have a cookie dough one. The vanilla chocolate chip is my kid's favorite, so I get that one. The boys love these Z-Bar protein bars, the cookies and cream. They don't like the chocolate chip flavor. I want them to try the mint chocolate one that they have, but this is just their tried and true, so we're sticking with it. We usually get pretzels. They've been asking for the square pretzels lately, so we switched to those. Some popcorners. My kids also, weirdly enough, love rice cakes. I guess not weirdly enough. I love rice cakes, and so I got a batch for me to add peanut butter to and have a little like lighter dessert in the evening, and they kept asking for them, so I finally got some, and I'm just gonna now stock them in the pantry for the kids as well. Big Cheez-It family here. Steven and the kids love them. Not gonna lie, I kind of love them too, but I try to avoid them. The extra toasty is where it's at. If you have never tried them, let me know if you've had those. I was so excited to find this. I don't know if this is new or if they're always like this, but Charlie, our oldest son, who's in middle school, loves to have a bagel in the morning. And I saw when I was going to add the typical bagels to our Kroger order, it said 10 grams of protein. Oh my gosh, you guys, this might be new, but I am thrilled that there are 10 grams of protein in this bagel, because I'm always thinking that he is just having, I mean, the cream cheese has a little bit of protein in it, but just these empty carbs in the morning. But so excited about that. And then our typical bread that we get. This is the protein pasta that I was talking about that we get for our spaghetti night. We like to do angel hair. This is really good. And on the Kroger app, this has a really high health score, so I feel better about that. I am a tried and true Prego gal for my spaghetti sauce. This is what we grew up having, so it just kind of tastes like home to me. And I get the no sugar added one. For our dinner tonight, our pesto soup that we're making, I needed some of the Rayo's basil pesto. Liam and I and Steven are living those fall allergies right now. I don't know what is in the air. Some type of tree is really getting to us, so I got some Zyrtec so I can be better about consistently taking that.
Fun fact about my husband, he eats a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios every single morning for breakfast. So we always have to have that on hand for him. And then all of my kids, Steven and I both, we love bananas. So I usually get 2 bunches of them. I don't know why I only got 1. So let's count. I think I had 3 errors in my grocery order and they were all my own fault, but 3's not bad, right? All right, let's start getting it put away.
Part of my weekly grocery routine before I even pick up groceries, at least that's the ideal time. Today I'm doing it after because I was crunched for time, but I always like to go through the fridge and remove any old food. It just taking like that 5 minutes to do that makes such a difference. If I see something spilled, I'll just take a moment to wipe it up. I'm not doing a deep cleaning on the fridge. It's almost like just some quick surface level, take out the old food, organize what needs to be organized, and wipe anything down that needs to be wiped down. I promise you this whole process takes less than 10 minutes and it makes such a difference because fridges, especially if you have a large family or a smaller fridge, they can become overcrowded and cluttered up so quickly. So it's nice to take the time, and then you're not wondering, is this lettuce pack the one from last week or is it the new one that I got? So it is worth it to do this. And I'll do a deep cleaning probably, I would say every month, but I know that's not true. It's probably every other month, or if I start to notice that it looks really, really bad, I'll do a quick deep cleaning. But this is surface level. It makes such a difference if you can add that to your weekly routine. As we're doing restocks, you'll see me use certain containers like the container that our eggs are in or the clear plastic container that I put the yogurts in. There are certain things where I think it is really beneficial to actually put them in storage containers. It is not just to make it look pretty. It is truly functional, especially the egg one. It shows me exactly how many eggs we have because the cartons that they typically come in for the grocery store are not see-through. And so it's just super helpful when I'm scanning really quickly to see what we need to reorder, that I'm not ordering extra groceries. And the container that I put the yogurt in, it's really helpful because my kids love to make their yogurt parfaits in the evening, and so it's easier for them to grab a larger container down, grab what they want, and then put it back in. Those containers like that just help keep your fridge organized, especially if you have little hands that are grabbing things. As we set up our bananas, I'll tell you about my little experiment that I did. Lately, our bananas have been going just super ripe, super quick. So I tried storing them in the pantry instead of having them right next to the apples and the pears, thinking maybe the enzymes were swapping and causing my bananas to just get riper faster. But they actually got riper even faster in the pantry when they were all by themselves. So experiment fail. So I'm now letting them be back with their apple friends and their pear friends, and we're just gonna have to eat them extra fast.
I just want to share really quick my pantry organization system over here because yes, it is very aesthetically pleasing, but it is also very functional and purposeful. I don't do things just to make them look pretty. We are a busy family of 5, so I need things to really serve a purpose. So down here, we have these containers that we keep our cereals in. They truly keep the cereal fresher longer because the alternative is we'd have it in the box, somebody would forget to properly close the bag and it would be stale pretty quickly. So I do really, really like these containers. I got them on Amazon. They just have like a snap lid here that you open, you pour the cereal, and then just close it when you're done, and it keeps it nice and airtight. So I will link as much of this as I can for you guys if they still make it. I keep all of our peanut butters over here in a Tina Turner, and then the overflow over here. This is the American Dream nut butter brand that I was talking about that you do have to order online through their website. I have yet to see it in a store, but it is so good. I loaded up on their fall flavors. So this is the one that I'm currently eating. It's their Caramelicious Apple Pop flavor. And then I haven't opened this one yet because, oh, also, why am I storing this upside down? Just a little fun fact. If you take your nut butters, if you get the more natural ones that have the liquid on the top, flip them over and store them that way. And then the liquid will start to make its way up and it just makes the whole thing creamy versus having to like, you know, stir it every single time. So that's why I do that. But this is a pumpkin choco chip cookie flavor. Cannot wait to open that one up. But I just do one at a time and not open multiple because it's just me that eats those. This is just an overflow extra almond butter. Once I open it, it'll store in the fridge. And then the Jif for the kids. And I love the PB Fit powders. They're so good. That's the regular peanut butter one. And then here's the chocolate one. I'll make this and put them on top of my yogurt for just an extra little dessert feeling when I'm doing my yogurt parfaits for snacks. And then this is the kids peanut butter. So love to store all the peanut butters and nut butters in this corner on a Tina Turner. And then up here, these containers came, well, this is different. This is the OXO brand. All the rest of them broke on me, but this one is holding on for dear life. And then these came, it's the Better Homes and Garden brand from Walmart. These have worked so, so well, better than my OXO. I know some of you have told me your OXO brand are doing great and I maybe just got a bad batch of them and that could very much be the case, but these are really, really good. I don't have to pop anything because that's the issue. The lid kept breaking on these. So this is easier. It's just undo it. And you can feel the seal is like really tight and then you put it down and you can just feel it getting tighter. So these are really good. Rice cakes ready to go for my kids to see that nice healthy option. I should probably put the Cheez-Its behind there so they don't even see them. But this is a weakness. My kids love Cheez-Its so much. So I try to have different options because it's all about balance, right? We don't restrict our kids. We just make sure that they're also having the healthier foods as well as the treats that they want. This container, I got this on, I think it was a sponsorship a long time ago, but they have it on Amazon. It's really nice. I keep all of our breads down here, and then I will put avocado in here, onions, potatoes, things like that. So it's just a really nice storage container in the pantry. All right, let's go over here because now we had a Costco order, I think, last week, and I never unpacked it. So let me go ahead and unpack these, and then we have the protein bars that we just got. So let's just get this a little bit more organized. And then I'm either going to go ahead and make lunch or get dinner in the crock pot. Probably dinner in the crock pot, and then I'll show you a lunch idea. All right, let's go. Okay, here's the snack idea for you guys. These are the no sugar added fruit cups. This one is a peach one. I take one of these and pour it on top of about a half a cup of cottage cheese and mix it up. Keep the juice in there. That's the key. It makes the cottage cheese taste so good. I do not like cottage cheese, but I love it this way. And it's like a lower calorie, high protein meal. And it's so delicious.
Putting away all that food made me very hungry, so let me grab all of the ingredients for dinner. We'll get that going in the crock pot, and then it's gonna be time for lunch. Go over the steps with you. So I have never made this in the crock pot before, so this is going to be a little bit of an experiment that we're going to do together today, but I think it's going to turn out just fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is cook the ground turkey in the skillet and get that done. Then while I'm cooking that, I'm going to chop my celery and my carrots and my onion up. The recipe, if you make it on the stove, I will link the recipe in the video description box for you, but it will tell you to cook all of this in the skillet, add the seasoning, all the things. I'm going to do all of that in the crock pot today. So we're gonna pre-cook the turkey and that's it. Chop everything, add some thyme, my basil pesto, a little bit of minced garlic, chicken broth, and put all of this in the crock pot and cook it on low for about 4 to 6 hours. And then when we are about probably closer to about 45 minutes before we're ready to eat, I'm gonna add the tortellini into the crock pot and then chop up some of this parsley. You wanna get the flat leaf parsley, just be cautious of that. We're gonna add that to the crock pot, give it a little stir, let that sit for about 30 to 45 minutes, and dinner should be ready to go, and it's gonna smell amazing in my house. We're gonna put these back in the fridge since we don't need them until later this afternoon. Oh my gosh. You guys, I have to show you this. A carrot fell, it flung off, and it landed in between my toes. It's getting wild in here. If you hear Annie's feet pit-pattering, it's because she just heard that food was falling everywhere. So of course she's coming to get a little snack. So just to explain my method, I'm cutting the baby carrots in half and then cutting them in half circles. You can get full carrots and peel them yourself and do all of that. I've certainly done that in the past, but today we're going for quick and efficient. I saved you a carrot, Annie. Sit. Oh, she went where I dropped one. Okay, she got a bonus carrot. Let's see if she just chewed that thing up in a million pieces. All right, sit. You got a taste for the carrots. Good girl. I used to be so good about doing freezer pre-made crock pot meals where you make a bunch, like a big batch, store them in the freezer, and then the one you want to make the next day, just take it out the night before, let it thaw a little bit in the fridge, and pop it in. I need to bring that back into my life because it is so convenient for those busy after-school days or if you're somebody who works later in the evening. So let me know if that's something you want me to add maybe to a Get It All Done video soon because I'm definitely going to start doing it again. Because nothing beats a cozy, hot crock pot meal on a cool, crisp fall day. So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing that. All of this cooking has made me so hungry. It is a little after 12, so I am definitely ready to have some lunch. So I just wanted to share with you, I showed you that I like to do a spring mix and also mix in some baby arugula. Sometimes I'll do some romaine. I just kind of switch up what I put in my salad so I don't get tired of them. And then for my big protein source, the Purdue chicken, I already have the air fryer heating up right now, so I'll put in about 3 or 4 pieces of these to chop up on the top. Some shredded carrots. The dressing that I am eating right now is the Marzetti Simply Balsamic Vinaigrette dressing. There was a honey balsamic dressing that I found, I think at Wegmans over the summer, and it is so good, but I think Wegmans is the only place that actually sells it, and I don't go to Wegmans very often, so next time I'm around that part of town, I'm gonna load up on that dressing, but this one is really good too, but that honey balsamic, my absolute favorite. I'm also gonna put some chickpeas on top of these. These are just sea salt, just to give it like a little bit of a crunch. And then speaking of crunch, another favorite of mine, if you've been following, you are well aware of my obsession with crispy beets. I tried to find a way to put them on anything and everything. Oh, I also have hemp hearts that I like to put on in the fridge, and I'm gonna mix in a little bit of chia seeds as well for some extra nutrients. So let me go grab those and we're gonna build this salad. I cannot wait to dive into this. It is so nutritious and delicious, and I am gonna pair it with a Waterloo lemon lime sparkling water. I'm gonna go have myself a little bit of a working lunch and get some editing done, but I will pick back up with you later this afternoon so we can finish the soup. So it smells amazing. Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could smell this. Oh goodness, try not to drop the whole bag in there. This is gonna be the perfect comfort meal for fall. Cannot wait to eat this. Let me give you a little close up. Yum. All right, let's give it about 45 minutes and I'm gonna go get the kids at the bus stop and then dinner will be ready. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope this video gave you some ideas to make your life just a little bit easier. If you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.